Hi everyone, it's Cathy and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's In the Cards Divination. So if you are a new subscriber, welcome. If you're returning, I am so glad to see you here today. For those of you who may enjoy this and find that this has been a good read for you, I would love it if you would click on like or subscribe if you're not already subscribed to this channel, as well as leave a comment. I'd love to hear how it resonates for you. This week, we're going to be looking at, are they going to be coming back into my life? A lot of times, clients, usually it's a love relationship, want to know, is this person coming back into my life? Are we going to reunite someday? Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. This can be a friend. This can be even a coworker. It can be a family member. Whoever you're thinking of, and you maybe have had some kind of a falling out or estrangement, this reading will be for you. All right, so what I'm going to start with is explaining the pick-a-pile process for those that don't know it. And if you know it already, you can always go ahead to when you're ready for your reading. So what you're going to do is you're going to pause the video. Then you're going to look at all three piles here that are shown. And then when you're ready, if a pile stands out and sounds like it's calling to you, then go into the description box below and there'll be a timestamp with pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. If it doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. You can always listen to all three readings, and whatever feels like it's speaking to you, then that is your reading, okay? Because sometimes it's a general reading, so it can cover a lot of people. So therefore, the whole reading may not speak to you, say for pile 1, 2, or 3, but little bits might, okay? So we're going to start with our three piles, and I will describe them for you. This is the deck, the Oracle deck of Shawn Leonard. He is a Mi'kmaq medium in Nova Scotia, and this is the new deck he just put out. And it's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. So we're going to start. Pile 1 is called Ceremonial Sacred Fire Dedication. Okay, that's pile 1. Pile 2 is Sweat Lodge and Rebirth. Let me just move that in a little closer. The colors on these cards are gorgeous. Okay. And finally, pile 3 is Ancestors and Spirit Guides. It talks about. So when you're ready, as I mentioned, pause the video, pick one of these or all three and listen to them and go to your reading in the description box below. My friends, let's get started and find out what's happening and what's coming your way with somebody you've been wondering about. All right, friends, I'll see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the ceremonial sacred fire and it is about dedication, then this is your reading. Okay, let's move this aside. Doesn't get in the way of the cards, right? Okay. Let us go here. Okay, let's get started. Are they coming back into your life? So we're going to start with our tarot deck and see what it looks like. What is the situation? We want to find out, first of all, if this speaks to you as to what the scenario is around this person. You already know, of course, but I'm trying to tap in to find out if this is going to be your reading potentially, or if it sounds like, okay? So I'm going to pull 2 cards and let's see what the situation potentially was about that caused the rift in the first place, right? Or maybe scenarios. All right, let's have a look here. The first card is the 6 of Cups in the reverse position. Move this up here. Okay. And we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse as well. Okay, for some of you already, I'm hearing Um, they're most for the most of the scenarios, and not all of them, of course, but I'm hearing mother. I'm hearing it could be a family situation or a mother figure, somebody who treated you very much like a mother. It's possible that this person could have been very toxic to you, and this caused the rift in the past. It might even have been something that happened to you when you were a kid and you just never been able to move on. You could be estranged for quite some time in this situation. It could even be, it doesn't have to necessarily be a mother, it could be a girlfriend, a woman, a female friend, somebody you might have known as when you were much younger. Okay. And I feel like there was not it wasn't a good situation between you. In other words, the relationship itself might have been dysfunctional. Okay. And you ended up, you had to make that break. You had to decide, you can't necessarily associate with this person, or things are very strange between you. All right. So that's seems to feel what the situation is. It could even be a childhood girlfriend for some of you, somebody you knew, you went to school with when you were younger. It could be a sibling, and maybe you just never got along well together. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a female sibling, although the Queen of Cups in reverse usually refers to a female figure, but it could be a male who has more of a feminine energy about them. So it could be a sibling or a friend. Don't necessarily feel from the majority in this scenario that this is related to a lover situation. It can be, but it's leaning more towards the friend zone or the family zone, that area in this particular situation. If you are thinking about a lover and you're wondering if they will come back to you, first of all, let me say that the situation is presenting that it probably wasn't a good relationship at the time because it shows some dysfunction here, okay? So but for whatever reason, I feel like you've been holding on to this situation for quite some time. In fact, it shows with the dedication card. I feel like it's something that's become part of your psyche almost. It's like you can't let it go. You want to, maybe you just, there's a piece of you still holding on to this situation, okay? Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this video, probably. Okay, so let's go see now what is coming. What is happening in this scenario for you? For those of you now who are wondering, let's pull three cards and see where is this going potentially. All right, friends, we have the Queen of Swords in the upright. Mm. And we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. This up just a wee bit. And finally, we have Queen of Pentacles there in the right. So we have the two queens in a much better position here than here. So my first answer to you is definitely baby steps. It appears the two queens, which this is representative of the person you are thinking of. It shows them being much more agreeable this time. I feel like they have grown, that they've learned something, they're starting to learn. There is a potential for them coming back to you in your life. And the reason I say that the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, it's showing them now they're not out in the cold anymore. In other words, they're not part of your past or your not in your life. I feel like there's going to be, it doesn't show necessarily full on. So in other words, there could be instances where maybe the two of you are going to meet up. And it does show like the two queens here are separated. So there, I feel like there's this cautious move towards reconnecting. All right. One of you is very much, I'm not going to allow this person to hurt me again, but I am willing to give it a try. The other, maybe now, has had a change of heart and they're showing as much more caring and loving. If this is a mother situation, definitely there's some improvement here. It does not show, as I say, a full on um, in your life constantly because there's a division here between the two queens. And the division shows this slow, gradual coming back together, or yes, coming back into the fold. That's the words I would use. So there feels like to me there's this energy around it. Let's pull another card to see good energy, but it's cautious energy, is what I want to say. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to pull an advice as to how you should approach this situation, other than dedication. It talks about dedication clearly in this card. You are dedicated. I feel like you're dedicated to try to make this work, in other words. Okay. And in some cases, less is more. And then this feels like that could be the scenario. And the reason being is this is, like I say, I feel like this has been a long time. Um, so it's not going to happen overnight, in other words, okay? So let's see what will be the energy around this or how this is going to go for you overall with this person. Oh, it's good. Two of Cups in the upright. There will be this coming together, this caring. So it is going to come together in a very positive way. But as I said, I feel like it's 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 cautious, wary. In other words, you've been hurt once, you don't want to get hurt again. Maybe you just want to take things slowly because the Five of Pentacles in reverse is this gradual movement towards reconciliation for me. This is what it's telling me. Um, if this is a mother figure, I feel they may even be wanting to potentially help you in some way. Might be how the reconnection starts. They may reach out through uh, maybe you need some help in some way financially, maybe you need some help, you need time, you need some help in some way. Your resources are limited here and you want some help. So this feels to me as if that could be the circumstances surrounding it, as well as for some of you, maybe you just might actually bump into each other. For some of you, there could be an accidental, or what we would call an accidental bumping into each other. It's not. There's never anything such thing as coincidence. Okay, there's this necessity now to bring this situation to some kind of, I want to say conclusion, but I feel like you're on the cusp, most of you in this reading, of reconnecting with this person. What though? You want to know, and this is true, I would want to know myself if that's the case, and it does look very wonderful. The energy is like this long lost energy of, oh my gosh, I missed you. I wanted to be with you, and I'm so sorry, blah, 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 that type of thing. That's the energy around the Two of Cups. It's this embracing of as if time had not passed. It's like picking up where you left off. Okay. Let's see what advice that your guides and angels tell you about this scenario, them coming back into your life. Sometimes we need to hear a couple things. Okay. So we have ask for help from others. Okay. Now that's to me, I can hear professional counseling too, but it also speaks about other family members, other friends in your circle that you may need to reach out to provide you with help in this relationship and to perhaps reignite it again. Okay. Or to be able to let go of the past. Now we're going to pull another one. What other, along with that, what else would you tell them? Ask for help from others. Don't stop. Okay. So clearly, if things become difficult, and it's possible that you're just two very different people, it's speaking that you need to still keep going. Don't allow yourself to give up. Keep going. You may, as I say, like if you look at this card, this is like your tribe. This is like your group of people, your friends, your family members. You need to reach out to them and to get the help that you may need in order to make the situation work. Not the initial meeting so much, but I'm feeling more towards sustaining it or improving it or helping this relationship to go further and be a better situation for both of you. Now, let me see. And it does have the potential here. I'm happy to say that's the good news. What else can I tell us? Knight of Swords. Okay, yes, this definitely speaks to me of like an arbitration situation, not necessarily, not legally, excuse me, although for some of you, this could be legally trying to work something out with this person, but I feel it's more third party, a mediator, like in other words, a friend, a therapist. There should be somebody else to help you with this situation because, and the reason being is because it's gone on for such a long time, potentially. This is something you've been holding on to maybe for most of you for some time. And I feel like that it's necessary, my friends, for most of you then to reach out and receive impartial help in this situation, whether it is through group counseling or a healer or some type of outside presence that can help you with this group. So the easy answer, pile one, is it looks like they're coming back into your life. Do you want to know potentially when? That's what everybody wants to know. When is this going to happen? When? So for the majority of you, this looks like yes. It's a yes answer. Will they be coming back into my life? Now, let's see if we get a win. Let me see here. I'll see what cards come up. It's not always, tarot does not predict timeline very well. But having said that, we will look. So, unfortunately, it has given us the Page of Cups, which tells me they will come into your life dependent on someone else. There's someone else in your life that's going to lead to this happening. For some people, this could be a child that could make it happen. Maybe it's a grandmother situation, mother situation. Could be still a friend, an auntie. It could be anybody, obviously. But it is a female presence. There's two queens here. This is the majority of the falling out situation here. And the Page of Cups tells me that most likely it might take a month or so. Like this isn't happening right away. Okay. But it will be dependent on what happens with this Page of Cups. So, in other words, this is the one who is influencing this particular situation. There is a child here, a younger person, or somebody whose emotions, it could even be yours, who are not being realistic about the situation, who are not, maybe you're too anxious to get it to happen sooner. Maybe you're not being realistic. It's going to take some time. It's also going to be a slow process. once it happens. So this is as to when it's going to happen, and this is how. So in other words, it might be a very um, it's going to happen when you're not even looking, when you least expect it. All of a sudden, they're there. Okay. And as I say, there's a meeting between the two of you. So it depends on how you handle that. It shows a dedication that you need to dedicate yourself to trying to make this work in some way. That doesn't mean that we should let ourselves get abused by someone. Certainly, it's worth looking into. That's what the dedication card is telling me, as well as these two advice cards. Don't stop and ask for help from others. I hope this provided you with some help on this scenario that you're thinking of. As I say, it's different for everyone. It's not always as clear or as succinct as maybe that's a personal reading. This is a general reading. So, pile one, I hope you enjoyed this. It looks good, but you must be patient on this situation. It's going to take time. Reach out and see what help you can get from others. And things have the potential to improve for you. All right. Okay, my dear friends, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care of yourself and bye for now. Pile two. If you chose the card Rebirth, Sweat Lodge, and Rebirth, then this is your reading. All right, we want to find out what's going on here. Is this person you're thinking of coming back into your life? And it's common thought for most of us because you could be holding on to past feelings about that person, whether it is a love interest or a friendship or a family member. All right, pile two. I am going to first pull two cards to see what that past scenario was all about, just to give me an idea of the majority of you as to who this could apply to, the scenarios involved, and what happened that caused maybe this estrangement. All right, let's see what those two past cards involve. All right, Five of Wands, upright. All right, I'm going to move this over a wee bit. This up, Five of Wands. Now we have the King of Wands. Okay. All right. These scenarios could be any male figure in your life. Okay. For some of you, well, first let's start with my female listeners. It could very well be a love interest you're thinking about. Okay. I feel like the two of you were constantly in a battle together, constantly bickering. It's like you just could not agree on things. And I'm going to pull another card. The Fool. Yeah. Perhaps what I'm getting from most of this, as I say, let me move this over. This person in your life in the past that could have caused this estrangement, I feel like for the most part, they were very much, they thought that they could do things without any consequences, is what I'm hearing for the most part. It was like they're kind of cocky and they figured they could get away with more. That's what I'm hearing. Now, if that doesn't apply, the overall situation feels like it could have been even some, what I'm hearing is for some of you, this could be somebody you dated casually. And maybe you didn't feel like you necessarily had a chance with them. Maybe you were starting to feel like they might have felt they were too good for you, I want to say. Like maybe you thought you were a six and they were a nine. I hate to say that because, as far as I'm concerned, we're all the same. But in your mind, this person, I feel like in a dating scenario or a relationship scenario, there's also telling me that, as I say, there could have been a lot of clashing. between the two of you. So even if this is a friendship situation with another male, there's this definite energy that maybe they you kind of thought they were acting foolish at times. I don't know the fools here. It's like they were a little too impulsive, a little too reckless. They would want to always be um, doing things that maybe you're a little more responsible and they weren't. And it just does not mesh. It didn't mesh. So I don't feel necessarily this is a very serious situation. I'm not seeing this as being like a dysfunctional lifelong. I just feel like the two of you were constantly at odds. You're constantly, whether it's conflict, argument, excuse me, or maybe you just didn't see eye to eye all the time and you just kind of drifted apart. Whatever the scenario is here, it shows not as much of a, I don't want to say that it couldn't be fixed. I feel like it could be fixed. Whether or not this person comes back into your life is a different situation, right? For some of you, this could have been a casual relationship that just didn't go any further than, say, initial, if you're dating or if it's a friendship. And for others, it's just that this person might have thought they were the end all be all, and you felt like you were constantly in this, oh, I can feel the energy. It's like clash, I want to say. Okay. So let's move this up here. That feels to me more about the past scenario for most of you. Now let's look at are they coming back into your life? That's the what we're here for. So you're still thinking about them clearly, or you wouldn't be listening to this video, which is fine. Let's see which I'm gonna move that over a bit. Unfortunately, my candle's not burning so well. All right. Ooh, cards falling out. Not one in particular. First card we're going to pull about are they coming back into your life? Release all those energies. Oh, we have the devil. Ooh. Mm. Second card, Six Pentacles. And finally, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay. So I feel like well, I feel there could be a return, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like they want to. This is a dating scenario. They definitely want to. There's this sexual attraction. If it's a dating or a lover situation, there's a chemistry there, but they're not good for you. So whether they come back into your life permanently, which is what we're trying to see too, it doesn't feel like it. The Eight of Cups is telling me no. I feel there is a sense that they could be coming back primarily because, well, they want something from you. I feel like they want something, whether it's sex or money, help, but I feel like it's money. So if this is not a lover situation, or if even if it is, they could be using you for money, which is a horrible thing. But I feel like they need you. They're using you for something. They want your time, your energy, your money. They're not reciprocating. I feel like this is a using situation here. Maybe if this is a friendship, maybe they just want your help financially, but it doesn't look like this is a situation they're not sticking around. And I don't feel like you're going to stick around. I feel like and I want to say nothing's changed, in other words. Whatever scenario played out for you here, how to, it shows here that this person is still treating you the same way. I feel like they're out for themselves. It's this selfishness, they're a taker. It's like using and taking. They constantly want to, they're stuck in some kind of scenario that they need help with, and they're going to come back to you for that, but for no other reason. I feel like it's just because they know whether you're a light touch, You will listen to them. Now it's up to you what you do with that scenario. So we're going to pull some advice cards on this, right? We want to know. Like, it does not bode well. Yes, they could come back into your life. They may um, need help in some fashion. They may reach out to you. The Six of Pentacles in reverse shows me they could reach out to you. Excuse me, it's getting over cold. They could be reaching out to you wanting help in finances. Maybe they need help with they want your time and energy. They need you. They need you for something and it doesn't show wow. It's like taker, taker, taker. That's what I'm hearing with the King of Wands up here. It's like they think their shit doesn't stink. Oh my gosh, that's what it feels. And they're constantly, I feel like they're constantly making bad choices, or they did in the past. And that's probably why the two of you went your separate ways in the first place, other than you just didn't agree on things. And now coming back to you, it's like nothing's changed. I feel like they're still stuck in their old habits, their old patterns. Um, so now let's see what advice. Sorry, I'm getting myself worked up here. The energy is very negative as far as that goes, so we want to release that. But let's see, what advice are your angels and guides going to tell you about this? Perfect timing. Let's see, we're going to pull two. So we have a perfect timing card. Oops, let's put that on there. And let's move all these over so we have a little more space on our, we can see them, right? Okay, perfect timing. Excuse me. And not the right time. Ooh, interesting too. Very almost contradictory cards, right? They're not. Excuse me. What I'm hearing is perfect timing that you need this lesson, I want to say, because you haven't let go. Okay. This is about letting them go. You need to be able to let them go. It's not the right time for them or for this relationship in your life. That's clearly what your guides and angels are telling you. Okay. So if you're thinking that there is some kind of like, think what it was initially. You were probably attracted to their energy, maybe physically. They were very good looking, charismatic, and you might have been attracted to the package, whether it's a male energy or female, could be a female too, but it's surface. I feel like it's all surface. Underneath it all, it's not good. I feel like there's a worm in that apple, okay, with this person. So the relationship itself is not the right time, whether it's not the right time in this lifetime or it's not the right time at this point in time in your life. Because sometimes it's not the right time. They're there to teach us a lesson, right? Perfect timing tells me you need this because maybe you are carrying this too long and it's time to let sleeping dogs lie, let it go. In fact, the rebirth card tells me that it's time to put this to rest, come out of that sweat lodge new and refreshed and ready to face the world. And this relationship is not something you want to hold on to. Okay. So, however, this relationship plays out, you need to let it go. Okay. And it does show that. Excuse me. I feel like you've spent enough time and reflection that this is something you're not going to get caught up in again. It's like, in other words, the same old patterns are going to show themselves with this person again for you. How to? They're going to be doing the same thing. And it's like, why do I need to, the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing more than once and expecting different results, as we know. And many of us have done it over and over. And this is one of those scenarios. So, are they coming back into your life? The easy answer is yes. I see that. But they're not sticking around, whether or not you tell them to take a hike or they themselves may just take the money and run. That's what I'm feeling. Take it and run. It's like they don't It's up to you what you do with it. You don't have to have them constantly. It's one-sided. In other words, it's all about them. They want from you. They're taking from you, whether it's money, whether it's your time, your energy, it doesn't matter. It's up to you what you do with it. So, as a question, excuse me, we need to know timing. A lot of times people want to know, when is this person coming back into my life? Let's see if we can find out. Tarot isn't always the most accurate. Let's see if there's any inkling as to when this scenario is going to play out for you and they're coming back. There is this magnetism here. It's like you can't seem to let go. But I feel like, as I said, it's surface. Like I don't feel like it might just be a package on the outside that attracts you. All right, let's look at that. Chiming. Oh, again, we don't have a specific. It's up to the Knight of Cups. In other words, there's a person involved in the situation that is instrumental in them coming back to you into your life. So it could be a month. It could be in the month realm because I often see cups as a referencing a month's time. So I feel like it's not right away. Now, if it has already, it's because whatever scenario had to play out with this knight. So, in other words, there's somebody else in your world or them that this hinges on. So, in other words, it's up to the Knight of Cups when they come back into your life. All right. Or it's up to you. That's what I'm going to say about that. Now, I'm going to offer one more piece of advice about this situation because it is a negative. What do your guides and angels want you to know about this relationship as well, other than perfect timing and not the right time? Okay, I'm going to go back to that not the right time in a minute. Okay, they want you to know success. So I feel like this time you're going to figure it out. It's like you're going to say, you know what? I don't deserve this abuse. I don't deserve being taken, and I'm not letting it happen again. So the success card tells me you're going to be okay with this. You will move on and let it go. That's a good thing, my friends. I was going to go back to not the right time. So I wouldn't sit around waiting for them to come back into my life because I feel like this is a lesson that you need to learn about not letting people take advantage of you. Okay. So pile two, that's what the not the right time. I feel like that's more about this lifetime. So if you are meant to be a couple, or if you're meant to be good friends, or have a good relationship in any way, it's not, I don't feel like it's this lifetime. I feel like this lifetime is playing out in this scenario to teach you a valuable lesson about using people, how people get used. Because the Six of Pentacles in reverse, excuse me, is them taking, and not giving back. Okay. And because it's so blatant, the Eight of Cups in the upright is like, take the money and run. That's what I'm hearing. Whether it's money or your time and energy. All right, my friends. So pile two, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now. Pile three, if you chose the ancestors and spirit guides oracle card, then this is your reading. Okay, we want to find out. And my candle just burned out. Too much wax, I guess. We'll let it sit for a minute. Excuse me. Um, let's see. We want to look into this. Are they coming back into your life? So let us see. Let's get rid of all this energy in this deck. We want to find out what's the scenario that possibly caused them leaving in the first place, or that ended this situation with. Okay. Let's see. We want to check and see what potentially happened in the past. So I'm going to pull two cards for that. Let us have a look and peek, see what might have happened. I mean, you know clearly what happened, but generally or overall. Okay. So the first card, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And Four of Wands, upright. Okay. I feel like I want to say this could very well speak to a situation overall about, excuse me, I want to say it is I mean, it could be a family situation, family members, or a marriage, a relationship, living together, even. Okay. I feel like you just might have gone your separate, for some of you, this is very specific. You might have gone your separate ways because you got tired of waiting. It's like you got tired of wait. You lost your patience. You got tired of waiting for this person to decide what in the hell they're going to do, whether it's move in together, buy a house together, move forward in your relationship. You wanted to have a happy home life together. And I feel like this is a scenario for most of you where you just were done. There's some people here, it's more about it just there's this feeling of, and this is very specific. Excuse me. For those of you, it might even be a professional relationship. Um, where somebody was helping you. If somebody was helping you, well, they could have been a friend too. Professional, that's a friend. In other words, a realtor, somebody helping you buy a house, or a landlord, or somebody related to real estate. And excuse me, they were trying to help you, but you got tired of waiting for them, so you moved on to someone else. It's very specific. But overall, the energy here, I'm going to pull one more card on this to get it clearer. Four of Pentacles. Yes. So it feels more around friendship, or if it's oh, you know what I'm hearing? And I apologize. My voice is getting raspier. I feel like somebody was trying too hard in this relationship, and it's a relationship of a most likely, I know I said friendship, but I feel like it's most likely a partnership of a couple, even a romantic couple. Um, and they're trying to control everything. They were trying very hard. It's a negative. They were almost hyper focused on keeping you under their control, is what I want to say. And you just had enough. Okay. Maybe you were tired. And like I say, you were tired of waiting, and they were the ones calling all the shots. You were tired of waiting to have a good relationship with them, whether or not it is a love situation, could even be a friendship. I'm not saying it isn't, or a family member. I feel like they were the ones always calling the shots. That's what I want to say about that. Let's move on. Let's move on. Anyways, you got tired of it. It's like, no, I'm done. I put enough time and energy into this situation. I'm done with it. And that's what it feels like. It feels like this isn't something that was just quick. I feel like this is something that had been going on for a long time, and they themselves didn't put any work into the relationship, I want to say. I feel like they were the ones that were always trying to control you or control the relationship, but they didn't actually do the work. That's what I'm kind of hearing. All right. Let's see what is going now. Let's see if they're coming back into your life. Let's see how that's going to play out. As I say, this is a general reading, so you take what resonates and throw out the rest. All right. What is coming? Are they coming back into your life? Okay, the first card we have is the King of Cups in the upright. Okay, let's see. We have the Five of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Okay. I feel like you are going to give them a new opportunity to prove themselves, however this plays out. Excuse me. They, but I think in this, but there's a whole bunch of rules coming down from you. It's like, okay, you can come back. In other words, they are coming back into your life. You see the King of Cups here, he's trying hard to row back into your life. Oh yeah, okay. You might even see them if you don't actually have, you're not together, obviously. You could even pass her by on the street, run into. But I feel like this person is keen on trying again with you. Okay, they are. I think they've spent some time maturing on this situation. Maybe they've had time to reflect. They've had time to think, and they realize they made a huge mistake, is what I'm hearing. That's what this feels like. I think at the time they thought they were doing the right thing because they were afraid. They thought they were the ones that they knew what they were doing in this situation. They realize now, in hindsight, it was a huge mistake, and it might have taken them some time to, no matter how long or short this has been since you've been together, they've had time to reflect and realize they did things for the wrong reason. In other words, they might have won in how they were in the situation. They feel they might have won, but they didn't. They realize now that they lost you. Okay, that's how I see it. But that's going to help move things forward. It's possible that there's this new spark, this new reconciliation, this new attempt. It doesn't show if it'll work. It doesn't show how long it's going to last. It just shows them coming. And we're going to try to find out from the advice cards on your spirits and guides, because your spirits and guides are number one in this reading based on this card. So I think you already know the answer on this one for most of you. And there is a new start. Now, I could pull another card, but we're going to work on the advice first, right? And see. And see what happens. So, okay, they're coming back. Have they learned it? And they have learned. I feel they have, based on these cards. They've learned their lessons and they want a second chance. Okay, they want a second chance with you. They're coming back. And it's up to you. Now, let me see the advice here. And we'll pull some more cards to see. So, what's the advice in this situation, your spirits and guides? Success. Ooh, I like that. We have the success card and perfect timing. See, everything is timing. So what this tells me is in the past, they weren't ready. The situation did not, you weren't ready, they weren't ready. Whatever the scenario is, it's played out here, the timing was off. And that happens quite often in these readings. It's now the perfect timing. Now it will be successful. Now it's going to move forward. But we need to know, what do you need to do to help make that a success? Even though it does say success, what is it that has to happen? All right, an ending. So what this tells me, the death card, of course, upright, is that there has to be a complete transformation. You hear that a lot with the death card. Transformation. In other words, the old situation has to die. The new situation comes in, right? The rules. Remember I talked about you need to lay down the ground rules. And that's what this situation speaks to me. It's like, okay, um, this didn't work in the past for whatever reason, in whatever scenario. We want it to work, and it appears that it's going to. The success card is very good for pile 3. But there needs to be complete transformation on how they see things and how you see things. And it's very possible that, judging by the King of Cups in the upright, that is exactly what they have in mind, this other person. So let's see how you're going to make this happen, though. Other than you have to put it all behind you. Almost like you're dealing with a new person. You're not with the same old, okay? They are not the same person anymore. This could have been something that might have taken a while, but let's see. How do you get to that transformer? How do you let go of the past, right? Nine of Swords, the upright. Okay. So what this tells me is you need to really spend some time alone thinking about what went wrong, how to make this work, how to not obsess about it, how to be able to let go. There's trust issues here. Okay. I feel there's trust issues. You need to be able to trust again. Whatever the scenario that played out in the past, if you were waiting for them to commit and they didn't commit, there's definitely a trust issue there. So that needs to be worked on. Often you need professional guidance for that because those are big things, right? And otherwise, if you're the type of person that's willing to give a chance, a second chance, it looks really good. Now, my friends, this is what the $1 million question. When is this going to happen? If it hasn't already happened in your life, when is this coming about? So I want to say before I do the when, sorry, you have to remember that this is almost like a new relationship in whatever way this plays out. This is not the same people coming into, and that needs to be reflected. In other words, the expression I'm hearing is lay your cards on the table. Be honest, be open, and be communicative. Be open, be honest, be open, be communicative. Make sure this doesn't happen again by doing that. All right. So we want to make sure, and that can revolve around if you need professional counseling, by all means, do it. If not, I know that card fell out, but I wasn't asking the question, so we'll put it back. All right. When is this possibly, could it play out? When could this situation, when did they come back into your life, my friends? All three? When? The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So, in other words, I feel like when you're not even paying attention, you're at your lowest and you don't feel like there's anything that's going right. Things are all going wrong in your life, perhaps, then that's when they're coming back into your life. It's not giving an exact date because the major arcana cards, when they show up, they're not telling us. It means destiny, your guides, and that's what it is. It's your guides and angels. They're working behind the scenes to make it happen. Okay. So timing is up to that scenario and how they play it out for you. So, in other words, when you least expect it and you're maybe not in a good place, suddenly this person shows up into your world again. Be prepared. Be prepared, my dear friends, because it looks really good. But again, you need to tell yourself um, it doesn't just happen. These things require work. In other words, um, whatever past situation caused you to go your separate ways from each other, that part needs to be rectified. If there's trust issues, which I feel a lot of it is trust, that needs to be addressed, doesn't it? So, looking at this, good. I'm very happy if things go for you. This person is on the up and up. I will say, coming back. The king, the king in the upright, the King of Cups, is very loving. He's got his shit together. He's got his emotions figured out. He knows what he wants, and he's trying. Okay, I feel like he's probably suffered enough that he realizes the mistakes he made in the past and he wants to rectify them however this plays out for you. And if this is just a very a relationship, like say, like I described earlier about buying a house or a landlord or something, they're going to try to make it better for you. The situation is going to work. And I think this time you can trust them, you can believe them, okay? All right, my dear friends, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. Bye for now.